Okay, here's a quick video of all the solutions for our recent quiz, just to make sure that you know what you did wrong. You can check your work and you're ready for the test this coming Thursday, Friday. So this is the transportation quiz number 2. This is a quiz on probability. Oops. And more specifically, Venn diagrams. And then there's one two-way table. So your test this coming Thursday, Friday is going to have both these topics on there. So first of all, in question number 1, a car research firm asked 200 students if they would pay extra for the following features. If you added up these numbers once you filled in the diagram, they did not total up. Let's see here. See how it says 200 here? Every student chose at least one feature. Unfortunately, I forgot to remove that statement, and so it wouldn't work out. So what's going to happen is the number outside the diagram is going to end up being a bonus extra credit. It's not going to count against anybody. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. So for example, first let's start with the middle working inside to the out. 22 said all three. So 22 of the students polled said that they would prefer all three. What are the three things we're talking about? We're talking about leather seats, push start, and sunroof. So go ahead and label. Make sure that you label. That's going to be worth a point. Then we're starting with all three means that a 22 should have been in the center. All right. Next, we're going to go to one of the intersections of two things. So let's go 76 said leather and push start. So leather and push start. So 76 is not the number that goes right here because 76 already includes the 22. So we have to do 76 minus 22 in order to find the difference that goes in that intersection there. So 76 minus 22 is 54. All right, let's go do one of the other intersections. Let's go do push start and sunroof. We're talking about 48 that want push start and sunroof. So this intersection right here is for the total of the 48. The 48 does not just get written right here because the 48 already needs to count the 22 that's in the middle. So we have to go 48 minus 22, which leaves us 26 right here. So that the entire wedge of push start and sunroof equals the 48. So 22 plus 26 equals the 48 because we're already counting the 22 in the middle that like all three. Okay, finally, let's go do the 43 that said sunroof and leather seats. So again, we do not just write the 43 right here because 22 have already been counted. So 43 minus 22 that have already been counted is what goes right here. So 21 in this spot on the outside. All right, finally, let's go look at the total numbers. So we already used this guy here. Okay, so only numbers is what are left. What do I mean by only? I mean, how many students said leather seats total was 105. And so I do not just go write the 105 right here because we've already counted 54 and 22 and 21 people that said leather, but they also said other things too. So we don't want to double count those people, so we need to subtract. We need to do the 105 minus 54 minus 22 minus 21 so that we can get the total here of how many people like the leather only and not any other features. So here I go subtracting 105 minus 54 minus 22 minus 21. I'm getting 8. Who likes leather only and no other features? Just 8. Okay, here we go to the next one. This one said 106 for push start, but we don't just write the 106 here. We do 106 minus the 54 that were already counted here, minus the 22 that were already counted here, minus the 26 that were already counted here, so that we make sure we're not double counting anybody. So here I go subtracting. 106 minus 54 minus 22 minus 26 is 4. And that's 4 only push start. Last but not least, 78 said sunroof, but that 78 already counts the 21 that said this, and that said this, so we need to subtract to get the difference. And so here I go on a calculator, 78 minus 21 minus 22 minus 26. There are 9 that only said sunroof. Now again, here's where the mistake comes in. I left this every student chose at least one feature. So let's add this all up and see what it comes to. I have 8 plus 4 plus 9 plus 54 plus 21 plus 26 plus 22. If I add up all of these, 8 plus 106 plus 54 plus 22 plus 21 plus 26. I get 144. And we said that 200 students have been polled, and I forgot to take that statement out. So if there was 144 polled, if there were 200 students polled and only 144 show up in our table, we have to get that difference of 56. And the 56 are the people who chose none of the features. They're outside the diagram. Okay, so if you put that 56 outside, you're going to get an extra credit point. If you didn't put it, it's not going to count against you because I had a wrong direction in there. All right, now, if a person is chosen at random, what is the probability that they like leather seats only? So here we go with the 8 out of 200 is your fraction. If I divide that, I get 0.04 or 4%. If a person is chosen at random, what's the probability they like leather and push start? So leather and push start is this intersection right here of 76. Where else could I have gotten that number? Right up here. So 76 out of 200 comes out to 0.38 or 38%. Where's the 200 coming from? Up here of the 200 students were polled. Finally, if a person is chosen at random, what's the probability to like leather and push start but not sunroof? So this time it is still this intersection, but not sunroof. So not the middle piece. So this time it's only the 54. So we're going to go 54 over 200 is your fraction. 0.27 or 27%. Okay, so how was this quiz graded? Let's go with a black grading color. Okay, it's a point for having labels around your circle. So this L, this P, and this S, it's 1 for labels. It's a point for having each thing filled in correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections of that diagram. So plus 7 points for filling in the diagram. It is going to be an extra credit point for this. Finally, and again, if you didn't show any of the subtraction work, but you still got the same numbers, you're looking good. Finally, it's a 3 points for each of these questions. It's a point for the fraction, doesn't need to be reduced, a point for a decimal, and a point for a percent. So each of these is out of 3. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 17 is going to be the total on the front here, but the possible is going to be 18 out of 17 if you got the extra credit. Okay, now this is a smaller Venn diagram. Let's check out this one. In a group of 105 seniors, 25 are going to Snowball, 70 are going to prom, and 24 are going to both. So again, start with the both and make sure you get your labels. So we've got Snowball and prom. And again, if you did these in reverse, it's still fine. We just have to grade it backwards like that. Snowball and prom both, there are 24 going to both. Then there are 70 that are going to prom. So again, the 70 doesn't just go out here because 24 are already counted. It's 70 minus the 24, or 46. Finally, over here, there's 25 going to Snowball, but you have to make sure you don't double count that 24 in the middle. So there's just 1. And again, you don't need these subtraction work. You just have to have the numbers in there. Now, if I total this up, 25 plus 46, that's only 71. But they asked 105 seniors if they were going. So 105 minus 71, that means 34 students are not going to either. Okay, so that 34 needs to be outside the diagram somewhere, like right here or right here, wherever you put it is fine. And that's the number of students not going to either. All right, if a person's chosen at random, what's the probability they are going to Snowball and prom? That's going to be our 24 out of 105. If I go ahead and divide that, I get 0.229, or 23%, 22.9 or 23.9 or 23%. However you rounded that, I'm going to accept it. Second, if a person is chosen at random, what is the probability they're just going to prom? So again, here's our prom only. So it's 46 out of 105. That's your fraction. Let's go ahead and divide that and see what we get. I'm getting approximately, because we're rounding here, 0.438 as the decimal, or 44%. Again, however you rounded that, I'll take it. And finally, if a person is chosen at random, what's the probability they're not going to either? That's our 34 outside. 34 over 105 is our fraction. Dividing that on a calculator, that gives us 0.324, or 32%. And however you rounded that, I'm going to take it. So how are we going to grade this? We're going to grade this as 1 point for labels, for having the S and the P. We're going to grade this as 1 point for each of the filling in of the diagram. And the outside one in this case is going to count. So this is going to be a +4 for 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Finally, each of these is 3 points for the fraction, the decimal, and the percent. So each of the questions is 3 points. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This entire question is going to be out of 14. Finally, this is just a three-pointer to see if you can read a two-way table. The following two-way frequency table shows data on accidents in the year for the drivers who took a driver safety course. Given that a driver took the course, what is the chance that the driver still got in an accident? So, took the course, right? And still got in an accident. The intersection of these two is 28. So, given that a driver took the driver safety course, what is the chance that the driver still got in an accident? This one should be 28 out of the people who took the course. So, when we divide, 28 divided by 125 is 0.224 or 22.4%. How am I doing this one? I'm going to give you a point for the numerator, a point for the denominator, and a point for the correct percent. It's okay if you did a decimal or a percent. I'm literally only counting this one as 3 points. So decimal or percent is fine. But a lot of people are going to accidentally have put the total for the denominator here. And so I don't want to make it too heavy, just for you guys to realize sometimes we do use a different denominator. So what was the key to figuring out what the denominator? It's given that the driver took the safety course, what is the chance the driver still got in an accident? It's not talking about out of the total people that we polled, but it's saying of the people that took the course. Okay. All right. Hope that helps you in understanding so that you are better prepared for the test this Thursday or Friday. And you can see how I graded you now.